hopefully I can share some things that will benefit you, help you do better this summer. A couple weeks ago, I was looking at my calendar and realized that this meeting was creeping up on us pretty quickly, so I needed to start figuring out what I wanted to share with you today. Typically, in this meeting or this venue, we do training that's more applicable to actually going door to door. And like Shannon said, we're saving those kind of trainings for these modules that we do weekly. So I'm taking a different approach today. Hope again that it benefits you. First of all, I'd like to applaud you for being here. You guys are elite. You're willing to do something that 99% of college kids would not do, even if they had the opportunity. It's too risky for them, too scary. It's out of their comfort zone. And so I applaud you for being here. You guys are elite in your own right. It's a crazy job that we do. You never realize how crazy the job is that we do until somebody asks you what you do for a living. And then you have to tell them what you do for a living, and then you realize how crazy it is. I used to try to church it up a little bit, tell them, oh, I work for a marketing firm, or we sell contracts to big businesses. And now if someone asks me on an airplane, what do you do for work? I just say, oh, I kill bugs. You can kind of see them get squirmish. But it's not about the title, it's about what this job can do for you. I'm going to get personal with you today. It's something I've actually never done in a venue like this. I'm kind of a private guy, so I'm going to give you an opportunity to get to know me a little bit better. Figure you might as well know who you're working with, and I'm going to just give you a little glimpse of how I grew up, how I got into this industry, and how it's blessed me. Oh, sorry, I want to go over this first. This job is unique. Raise your hand if you decided to do this job for the money. Okay, most of you. That's why I originally decided to go knock doors, was to get financially ahead. That's why most of us do this. The average Vantage rep, whether you work 3 months or 4 months, is between $15,000 and $20,000 for a first-year rep. College kids that just do the normal gig, go do an hourly job. Let's say they're lucky and they get a $12 per hour job. If they were to work 40 hours a week over the summer and find a $12 an hour job, they'd make $7,680. You've got the opportunity to make $15, $20 or more in the same amount of time. It's opportunity cost. You're willing to do something that most people your age aren't willing to do. It's an awesome opportunity. So going back, kind of how I got to this, we'll go back to the old farm days. It's me and my sister. My mom made our clothes back then. If you can see, we had Cookie Monster sweaters on. And if you look closely, I'm missing an eyeball. The bully on the bus pulled my eyeball off my Cookie Monster sweater. So, moving on. Me just waiting for the bus in kindergarten to come pick me up for school. Built a snowman, me and my sister. It gets cold in Canada. You think it snows here. It gets cold, cold, cold. That's my first day heading off to Rick's College out of high school. I was 18 years old right there. Loaded up the old 1986 Subaru wagon. Headed off to Rick's College. I did 2 semesters before I went and did a church mission for 2 years out in Nova Scotia, went to Eastern Canada. They kept me in Canada. So after my mission, I returned back to Rick's College. It had turned into BYU back then. And I was just a typical poor college kid. I remember a guy knocked on my apartment door and told me about this crazy door-to-door job selling pest control, and he invited me to a free pizza meeting. And my first thought was, yeah, I'm not going to go door-to-door. That sounds horrible. I'm not going to do that. Did that for 2 years, selling religion, no thanks. But I'll go get free pizza. That sounds great. So I rounded up all my roommates, and we went and got free pizza. And I remember talking to some of them saying, I don't know what this is. It sounds like some scam, but they're going to give us free pizza. So I went to the meeting and kind of sparked my interest and decided, long story short, to give it a whirl. I went out to Lancaster, California my very first summer. and had a great experience with it. Worked very, very, very hard. Hardest I've ever worked in my life. Again, I was a poor college kid, and I need to make this work. I didn't have enough money to even pay for gas home if I didn't make that work. And so I made the most of the opportunity, and I'm glad I did. It's truly changed my life. My first summer, I was the top rookie. I did 354 serviced accounts my first summer. That's me. I was a little thinner. I won the Rudy Award. And that was the car I bought after my first summer. That stupid Civic pushed me. I had pictures of a car. I wanted a new car so bad. I was driving an 88 Toyota Corolla without air conditioning, muffler tied up with a clothes hanger. So all summer I just wanted a new car. That's what motivated me my first summer. As a young guy, single, didn't have too big of dreams right then. But that was a great accomplishment for me to be able to pay cash for that car, and sacrificed a lot to hit that. Did my second summer, managed out in Florida for the same company, Cliffs Marketing. Met my wife at school. We now have three children together. She's been with me on this journey for a long time. My third summer, I met Shandon and got into branch ownership, and we started some pest control companies together. I was able to convince Shandon to buy us a company Hummer. So that was cool. I don't even think Shandon ever drove it. And I hogged it. So took that up to my hometown and showed off. So after I thought back to my very first recruiter and remember what he told me, that, hey, you're going to make great money this summer, but aside from the great money that you're going to make, what you're going to learn is going to be much more valuable to you than the money that you make. And I didn't fully understand or grasp what he meant by that, but I do now. I get it. He said my first summer was in 2001. This will be my 17th summer, so think about what you were doing back in 2001. I was knocking doors. But I didn't fully grasp it. I never thought I was going to really amount to much. I didn't have high aspirations for myself. I was a pretty average kid who grew up very humble. My dad was a farmer. My mom became a school teacher once I got into high school, and we thought we were rich at that point. But I remember in social studies, the teacher asking what your ideal income was. If you could, what job you wanted to do and what your ideal income was, and write it on a piece of paper. And I specifically remember writing $50,000. If I could make $50,000 a year, I think I was in 11th grade, that I would make it. That's all I needed. That was good enough for me. And I remember that. I remember my high school counselor, Ross Blackmore, going in for the interview, taking the ACT test, seeing where we're applying for colleges. And he asked me what I wanted to do. And my own high school counselor told me that, or I told him I wanted to be a school teacher. That's what I thought I wanted to do, maybe coach sports, be a school teacher. And he told me that he wouldn't recommend that for me, that probably was more schooling than I wanted to do, and that I should go to DeVry University in Calgary and get a 2-year technical degree and learn a trade. And again, I was 17 years old, and I'm like, oh man, I suck. Okay, I guess that's what I'm going to do. Little example. I don't know if you can see that very good. I had my mom dig up one of my old report cards, if you can see. Listening, I got 66%. Reading, 66%. Speaking, I must have been okay speaker. I got 84%. Writing, 74%. Math, 54%. Science, 73%. And social studies, 65%. So I definitely wasn't an overachiever in high school. That's probably why he discouraged me from being a teacher. But again, going back to my original recruiter that told me that this job would mean something to you, I didn't grasp that. And truly, I can tell you that it's changed my life. What I learned from it, the confidence that I gained from my first summer, I made just under $30,000. Now, if you're to sell 350, it's about $70,000. So the pay scale has gone way up over the years. But it truly has changed my life. My wife has never had work. We were able to get into a home early into our marriage. I was able to pay cash for her wedding ring. We've never had to really stress about money, but more than anything, my first few summers gave me the confidence to be where I am today, and my dreams became bigger. When I had made $30,000 my first summer in 4 months, there was no way I was going to settle for a $50,000 a year job when I had just made 30 in 4 months. I knew what I was worth. I knew what I was capable of, and it changed something inside of me. Now, instead of being the kid that could be a school teacher, I knew I could become something great. An average guy, I mean, as average as you can get. But just because of hard work and the skills that I learned knocking doors with just how to read people, how to negotiate, how to push yourself, hit goals, that changed something inside of me. One of my favorite parts about this job is seeing young students, people like you, come through the door and be young and 2-3 years later turn into just beasts, to see your confidence grow, to see your skills sharpen. I thought about the top 50 reps that have ever worked for us. I made a list a while back of the top 50 reps that have worked for Shannon and I over the last decade and a half. And what was neat is almost every name on that list, they've gone on to do something great in their life. They've gone on to do something pretty incredible, whether it was own their own business or medical school. And I love that about this opportunity. The opportunity that you're about to embark on can truly change your life if you buy into the system, if you take it serious and give it your all. I reached out to 5 of our old alumni, our veterans, guys that came to mind that have moved on past Vantage and are doing something pretty cool today, and asked them to film a short little clip of what they're doing and how Vantage got them there. So we'll play that with you.
What's up, guys? My name is Brad. I worked for Vantage for 3 summers. My wife, Cammie, and I spent our first summer in Baltimore. I worked as a sales manager in Raleigh the next summer, and then I spent my last summer as a regional manager in North Carolina over the Raleigh and Charlotte offices. I finally landed my dream job. It has nothing to do with business and sales. However, I feel like the skills and work ethic that I developed while working for Vantage really helped me to get where I am today. The training that you receive with Vantage in verbal and nonverbal communication, time management, organization, they're really something that are things that are vital to any future career. So if you're watching this video, you picked the right company to work for this summer. Take my word for it, Vantage is the best. So good luck out there, guys.
Hi, my name is Caleb Dart. I worked with Vantage for 5.5 to 6 years. I worked in the DC Baltimore region, and then I ended as the regional manager for that area. I love Vantage, love the company. Tom and Shannon represent. And then currently I'm a corporate sales development rep for a company called Workday, so just corporate sales. Vantage really, they gave me everything that I have in my professional career. The 3 big takeaways I'd say were hard work. They instilled within me the idea that if you have a goal, just put your nose to the grindstone and get it done. You can achieve any goal through hard work. Number 2, they empowered me as an employee to become something more, to hit my goals and to do them in any way that I could personally, whatever unique skills I bring to the table. And then number 3, professional confidence. Vantage gave to me professional confidence. I can speak to a CEO the same way I can speak to my wife, and that's because they gave me thorough training. They gave me the ability to sell to anybody, anywhere. So Vantage is great. Stick with them and you'll go places.
Everybody, my name is Kedrick Glenn. I sold for Vantage Marketing from 2010 to 2014, represent DC, and had a great experience there. I'm currently a 3rd-year medical student at the Medical College of Wisconsin, where I'm pursuing a career in orthopedic surgery. And there's a lot of things that I took away from summer sales that I've been able to apply as I move forward in my career. One of the biggest things I learned is the sales skills that you learn of being able to take information and being able to present it in a pleasing way to really be able to get your point across and help people see that is something that I've seen used time and time again as I've gone through interview processes. Because essentially an interview is selling yourself, why you're a good candidate for somewhere. And so these skills you learn can help you in interview situations, and also just anytime you need to present ideas to team members or get your thoughts or your opinions across in the most successful way for people to actually be able to acknowledge what it is that you're saying and accept it. Something else that I definitely learned through the summer sales process is valuable communication skills that really can't be taught in the classroom and come from day after day of knocking doors to people you've never met before, having to think on your feet and be able to present things succinctly and clearly has helped me time and time again in public speaking situations. And I've actually received multiple compliments for my ability of public speaking that I directly attribute to my summer sales experience. And finally, something that I have definitely taken away from the summer sales experience is simple work ethic. Again, this is something that you can't study, you can't learn. It comes from doing. It comes from persevering through tough times, through knocking doors in the rain, through consistent rejection, and just really not letting anything get you down and pushing through. And that's something that you can find applicable and use in any aspect of life. I've been so grateful for my summer sales experience, and I really wouldn't trade it for anything in the world.
Hey guys, I'm Sean Redvansky, and I actually used to work for Vantage, worked for Tom and Shannon for about 5 years. I never thought I would sell for 5 years in the door-to-door industry, but every year I was always like, well, I'll do one more year. Money was just too good. So anyway, looking back, I'm grateful that I did, because it's set me up for success throughout my life. So anyway, I currently work for Cisco Systems, which is a big technology company. They make technology products for a lot of people that sound like foreign language. That's what me getting new to the technology industry, I still don't understand a ton of it, but it's been great. So I started a few months ago. Tom Karen gave me a call and said, hey, will you take a minute and share some thoughts on career opportunities for people after you leave the summer sales industry. So I thought about it. I kind of put the experience of myself and then my friends into like 3 categories. First would be, I'd say a lot of people go into working for big businesses such as Goldman Sachs, consulting firms like BCG, and then the big 4 accounting firms. Several friends went to work there. The second bucket would be like entrepreneurship and small business. A lot of people who have the door-to-door sales skills go into running their own company or running a small business for someone else. You recognize the impact that your actions make when you're in door-to-door sales, and you realize, hey, I can kind of run this thing on my own. It's a very empowering experience. And then also the third bucket I say is a lot of us have gone into normal sales jobs, and thankfully a lot of those tend to be 6-figure type jobs. There's a lot of really good sales jobs out there. They involve air conditioning, and they do not involve knocking on people's doors. It's phenomenal. So the thing is, the good sales jobs are usually not available until you have some good sales experience. Good news for you guys is you're about to get the best sales experience you can get. In my opinion, if you can do door-to-door sales, you can do anything. You will be, later in life, you will be in a job interview, and people will see on your resume that you did door-to-door sales, and you'll be able to quantify the impact in revenue that you generated, the leads that you had, all that stuff. People will always say, wow, I can't believe you did that. I could never do that. That's so impressive. And you'll know, hey, you know what? Most people can't do it. It's an empowering experience. And then not only will you stand out in the interview, but you're also going to stand out when you get on the job. You know what it's like to set big goals and push to get after them. Most people are going to say, oh, I want to, set a goal for this and earn a certain commission. You're going to come into it knowing, hey, if I bust my tail, I'm going to do great at this. I succeeded in door-to-door sales where most people can't. I trust myself. I've been through the refiner's fire of learning the sales cycle and the sales process and learning how to hang cool when you get into a stressful situation. Things won't faze you because you have been through that refiner's fire of door-to-door sales. So anyway, I just say it's worth it. I'm excited for you guys getting out there for your first or second or third summer. That's exciting. Go learn as much as you can, enjoy it, have fun. But definitely rest assured knowing that those skills that you're picking up, that you're learning from your manager, from your fellow sales reps, from your training manual, it all applies. It's going to be really helpful for you. My sons, who are now 7 and 5, they don't know it yet, but they will be required to do a summer of selling pest control for Tom and Shandon one day. Because I'm sold on it. It's the best thing you can do to start your career. So do your best, have a great summer, soak it up, and go hit those big goals. Dream big, guys. Talk to you later.
Hey guys, my name is Bill Free, and I was asked by Uncle Tom Karen to put together a short little video clip explaining to you how working with Vantage helped me in what I'm doing today. So last time I sold for Vantage was about 3 years ago, and I was trained under the tutelage of the great Jedi, Jeremy Rosenbaum. Shout out to Jeremy if he's there today listening. I hope you're still wearing those plaid shorts, Jeremy, and then the sunglasses on the hat that you never actually put on your eyes, but they just stay on the hat. I don't know how he does it, but you're the man, Jeremy. I was asked by Tom, like I said, to put together a few thoughts of the things that came to my mind of how Vantage has helped me. The biggest one's probably just confidence. Having confidence to look someone in the eye and just sell myself or sell whatever it is I'm doing. And that came in handy when I was applying for dental school, interviewing at schools, and it comes in handy now when I work with patients every day. As a dentist, people come to you and then they stay with you in your office, not necessarily because you have the best clinical skills, but because they like you as a person. And so being able to be confident, sell yourself, sell procedures to the patient is going to make me a lot of money, I think. And so I'm grateful for the opportunity to have with Vantage to do that. Another thing that working and selling with Vantage taught me is to have ownership. And what I mean by that is that I wasn't one of those guys whose parents still had me on the bank account after I got home from my mission. I was newly married and I had to put food on the table, pay the rent. So it taught me to get out there and grind and sell and work my tail off. And so that was a huge benefit to me and something that has carried on since I worked with Vantage. And so those are just a couple of things that came to my mind: confidence, ownership. I'm glad you guys are where you are now. You're making a good decision. Shout out to Tom and Shandon as well. They're awesome. Pick their brains, and then do me a favor next time they come to your city and take your team out to dinner. Make sure you just order the most expensive thing on the menu, okay? Good luck this summer, guys.
Okay. It's fun to see those guys. I love those guys. The reason I chose them, there was a lot of different reps that we could have picked from, but they came through the door at Vantage not as natural-born salesmen. They were just regular guys. None of them had done anything like this before, and I was able to personally watch them grow as they progressed within our company. 4 of those 5 guys made 6 digits by the time they moved on from Vantage, and it's fun to see that they're now doing very well in all different industries. Brad, the first one that said he landed his dream job, is in the FBI, which really has nothing to do with sales at all, but he attributes the skills and the things that he learned here at Vantage to helping him get into the FBI. So again, take this summer serious. It's not just a summer job, it's more than that. There's a lot of things you can do if you're looking for just a job. This, again, not only will help you hopefully become financially free at your age, but learn a new skill set that you'll take with you the rest of your life. Appreciate the time. Thanks, guys.